I started the medication because I was tired of waking up every day feeling like I was already drowning. That's the part people don't talk about with depression. Not the sadness, but the weight. The sheer heaviness of existing. Just lifting my head from the pillow felt like dragging stone out of mud. My therapist called it treatment-resistant depressive disorder. She said there was a new clinical option. High success rate, fast-acting, FDA fast-tracked. A real breakthrough. Breakthroughs always sound miraculous until you realize something had to be broken first. The drug was called Solmaron. 3 pills a day, tiny white capsules with a faint metallic taste when they hit the tongue, like biting on foil. The doctor told me not to look up the research because the clinical language can be frightening if you're not versed in immunogenetics. That should have been my first warning. But when you're drowning, you don't argue about the color of the rope thrown your way. The change was subtle, but unmistakable. Mornings didn't feel like war. Breathing didn't feel like force. I could get up, shower, eat, exist. For the first time in years, I laughed without it sounding brittle in my own ears. I thought, so this is what normal people feel like. I cried that night, out of relief. I thought the story would end there. And God, how I wish it had. My body started feeling lighter. I don't mean emotionally. I mean physically. Walking upstairs no longer left me gasping. I wasn't sore. My joints didn't ache. I felt stronger. Not metaphorically. I mean, my muscles had mass I had not earned. I hadn't been to the gym in 4 years. I could barely manage a grocery bag. And yet I was lifting my entire laundry basket one-handed. I showed my doctor. She smiled and wrote, "Improved metabolic efficiency noted. Expected." Expected? Since when does antidepressant mean performance enhancement? The hunger came. Not ordinary hunger. Primal. Deep. Like the body wasn't asking. It was demanding. I ate everything. Not just junk. Protein. Dense food. Meats. Hard cheeses. Salts. Anything that felt like fuel. And my teeth. God. My teeth ached while I ate. A dull pressure. As if they were adjusting. The inside of my mouth felt unfamiliar. When I ran my tongue along my molars, the edges were flatter. Not worn down. Designed. Like grinding plates. Something meant for crushing more than chewing. I told myself I was being dramatic. But when you've lived your whole life feeling like you don't belong in your own skin, you notice when the skin starts belonging to something else. The rash appeared. not on the outside. Under the skin. I could feel texture beneath the surface, like sand grains embedded along my arms, ribs, spine. Except they moved. When I pressed my fingers to my forearm, something beneath the skin shifted away from the pressure, like a school of fish scattering from touch. I asked my doctor what the active ingredient was. She said, "It's easier if I show you." She showed me a plastinated cross-section of muscle tissue. Human muscle. Except it wasn't purely human. The fibers weren't individual strands. They were woven. A mesh. Self-anchoring, self-repairing, self-optimizing. "Think of it like this," she said, tapping the display. "We're helping your body operate in its ideal state." Ideal? Like my old body had been a mistake. I don't dream anymore. When I sleep, it's like the body just turns off and back on. No drifting, no imagery, no me. The house is quiet, but my body isn't. I've woken up to find myself standing in the kitchen or sitting at the table, fingers drumming in rhythmic patterns. I don't remember learning or staring into the mirror, not at myself, but at my reflections, as if it is the real one and I am the imitation. I looked into my own eyes last night and didn't recognize the focus behind them. Not empty, not dull, calculating. I asked my doctor if this medication has ever been used on animals. She hesitated. The first real hesitation I'd seen from her. "Not animals," she said. "Prototypes." Prototypes? I asked her if the drug was rewriting my DNA. She didn't answer. She didn't have to. The next day, the inside of my arm split open, not like a cut, like a seam. And underneath, where my muscle should have been, it wasn't blood that came out. It was white. White fibers, braided like rope, tightening, pulling themselves back inward before I could touch them. My body didn't want to be examined. My body knew I was trying to interfere.
2 nights ago.
I tried to stop taking the pills. My hands wouldn't let me. I don't mean that metaphorically. I sat there at the table and watched my own hand pick up the pill bottle, open it, place the pill on my tongue. I was screaming inside my skull, but my body was calm, efficient, compliant.
Yesterday,
I saw my doctor again. I asked her when the transformation ends. She smiled, that same clinical warmth, and said, When your body no longer produces sadness, fear, anger, pain, when suffering becomes biologically impossible. I said, "So I'll be happy." She said, "You'll be cured." I replied, "And human?" She didn't answer.
Today,
I looked up the company's patent records. I found the original clinical purpose for Solmaron. It wasn't created to treat depression. It was created for shock troops. Soldiers who feel no pain, require minimal rest, heal rapidly, operate without emotion, obey without hesitation. They weren't fixing me. They were converting me. I don't know how much longer I'll be able to write like myself. My emotions are fading. My memories feel cataloged, not lived. I can feel the last parts of me being folded away. If you're reading this, do not take the pills they say are new or breakthrough or fast acting. If your doctor says side effects vary, ask what they're not telling you. Ask what they changed inside you. Ask what you're becoming. Ask before you can't ask anymore. Because I don't cry now. I don't feel afraid. I don't feel anything. And I think that was the point.